am Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog, kicks96country.com. Our guest today, Charlie Daniels, once opined, the last thing I wanted was to get in a fight in Jackson, Mississippi on a Saturday night. And my mother's a Mississippi gal, so I kind of knew that was where he was going with that. But our guest today, Ariel Jade, originally from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So how real is it what Charlie Daniels said?
It's real. Yeah, you don't listen, you don't want to get in too many tussles with Southern women, okay? We're raised to pretty scrappy to take care of ourselves. So
And Jackson, Mississippi's that's the real
actually deal. Legitimately it gets a little rough sometimes.
It can get wild. Jackson, Mississippi is like my mother's originally from the Natchez, Mississippi area.
Okay.
So in our travels over the course of my life, we have had occasion to pass through, cities like Jackson, Hattiesburg, and places like that. But Jackson is the one that, I mean, it's mentioned in not one, but like two countries. I mean, obviously Johnny and June famously said they were going to Jackson, and they weren't talking about Jackson, Tennessee. They were talking about Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So you grew up there. You were born and raised there.
Yeah, right outside, a little more rural. And then I had family up in Yazoo, so up in the Delta as well, which is kind of where like my blues side comes from. I grew up playing bluegrass music.
Yeah.
And then classic country. I actually toured for a little while after bluegrass music from about 8 to 13. Started getting into classic country, and I actually did a duet tour with a guy named William Michael Morgan when we were like 13 and 14, and we did some Johnny and June duet covers, put the rhinestones, the whole shebang. We actually got to play. This was one of my cool earlier memories. We got to go down after we played up in Canada, in Ontario. We had to come straight down to make it to Shreveport, Louisiana, to play the Louisiana Hayride.
Oh, wow.
And I got to stand on the X that Elvis stood on and perform. And I had this green room. It was more like turquoise, but it was like, and that was Elvis's green room when he performed there. So
oh, wow.
It was really cool.
You do have like archive video and photographic evidence of this, right?
I believe my mom and dad have it tucked away somewhere safe. Yes. They occasionally send me random things. Like I played the Beau Rivage on Biloxi when I was probably about 13, 14 as well. I was doing a lot with music at that point. I was actually going to Nashville quite a bit as well by that point, doing bluegrass festivals. This guy named Carl Jackson kind of took me under his wing and pointed me in the right direction. I do my own publishing, kind of helped me out, and took me to my first stage performance in Nashville at the Bluebird Cafe.
Oh, wow.
And I got to play a song called Pebbles that I had written, which is actually out on this new Roots, the Americana album, full circle finally. And I played that song, and it was Carl Jackson, Wood Newton, Jerry Sally, and Jerry let me play his guitar, actually.
Yeah, I want to say, we know all these guys.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. Well, and Carl's a Mississippi boy as well, which is kind of how we bonded a little bit. Plus, I remember, I'll never forget, we were at something called, actually, we were at IBMA, International Bluegrass Music Awards. It's back when they were still in Nashville. And I was singing down, like, in the lobby, and I remember he came down from, like, 2 or 3 floors up to find who was so loud. And he said he found me, and he was like, that little thing makes a lot of volume happen. So anyway, and then he kind of, like I said, took me under his wing, was like, here's how you set up a publishing company, make sure you register with the PRO. Like, he actually taught me some business sense.
At what point in your career was this?
I started playing at age 8. My first gig that I was paid to play was Hallamals in Jackson, Mississippi, at age 9. And then you couldn't hold me back. I was all over the place, running Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, doing a lot of bluegrass festivals. Running up, I had grandparents in Little Switzerland, North Carolina, which is actually where I fell in love with the guitar when I was young, and bluegrass music. And played all up in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and would do that basically every summer. And I got to a point actually coming up here with Carl. He introduced me to some people who passed me along to Sony, who offered me a contract, and I actually turned it down at 14. Knowing what I was hearing from all of these mentors that have been in the industry, it was like, I don't want to change my direction to fit into a box. So I said no. So, but that did light a fire under my butt, and I went back and I skipped. I had already skipped a grade at this point. I skipped 8th grade, and I went back and took extra classes to graduate another year early. So I finished high school at 16 so that I could pursue music, but still have time to go get my degree. Yeah, and anyway, I got derailed. I made a bad marriage decision, and the guy
Oh,
didn't like me
yes.
performing, so I quit music for 10 years. And I ended up getting my master's in education. I taught inner city Jackson, Mississippi public schools for 4 years, and then randomly enough, um, I got I got into video games as kind of an escape from
Mm-hmm.
that marriage. And like I said, I wasn't playing music and I wasn't songwriting at this point, so that was kind of my escape. And it turned out I got picked up to compete in Fortnite and then Apex and then Call of Duty, which are all FPS tactical shooter games. And that kind of got me back into entertainment. And it also truly gave me a little bit of financial freedom to start saving up, buying my own vehicle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just getting ready to get into a better place. And so I did that for 5 years, and I like doubled and tripled my salary as a teacher working for myself playing video games, which is insane.
Wow.
But that also, I mean, teachers in Mississippi aren't paid just tons, so it's not like it was super.
Oh, yeah. Teachers anywhere aren't paid enough.
Yes,
Teachers
exactly.
anywhere aren't paid enough.
No, but anyway, so after some different turns, which all taught me a bunch of different stuff, bad uh, marriage, being teaching and being in charge of a lot of kids, and then I even taught professional development to teachers by my
Mm-hmm.
second year. So it's like all of that really taught me a lot of stuff that I'm now using in the music industry as
Mm-hmm.
an independent artist, building my own indie label and artist services label out of my studio in RCA Victor. It's called Eclectric Records, which is where this came from. But so anyway, derailed for 10 years. And then about 21, I got rid of the dead weight
Mm-hmm.
or started that process. And then 2022, I started kind of songwriting and getting back into music and um, crowdfunding to create a little EP to send back to Wood Newton, who
Mm-hmm.
I had met at the Bluebird. And he had told me that day at the Bluebird, he said, well, you want to write? And I was in town for a couple more days. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'd never co-written before. We show up to his studio. It's RCA Victor. So I co-wrote my first ever song in RCA Victor with Wood Newton. It's called Once Upon a Tear. It did end up on the Honky Tonk
Mm-hmm.
album. But anyway, he told me, he said, all right. He said, that was fun. You do something with it. Come back. We'll write some more. Because he wouldn't, I mean,
Well, yeah, Wood Newton's got plenty of hits.
he's, yeah, like if you're going to do something with it, we'll write
Yeah.
again. And so, and then I fell off. And then, so in 2023, after I crowdfunded enough money to do an EP, very indie learner EP, he chuckled and he was like, "Oh, it's good to hear from you. Come on back up here and let me get you in with Mike Loudermilk and we'll do it right." And then it just started from there. That was summer of 23. I was coming up to Nashville from Mississippi for a week, going back to Mississippi. But when I was up here to cut, Wood and I would write another song. And then I'd just come back. And anyway, we get about halfway through and I'm like, "Wood, do you just want to write my debut album with me?" And he was like, "Heck yeah." So we wrote the whole Honky Tonk album together, just me and Wood, and then produced it with Mike Loudermilk. And the whole album is just me and Mike. Like I play a little guitar, a lot of mandolin, and Mike does everything else. Everything else. I had one friend come put fiddle on the Once Upon a Tear song, but aside from that, the whole album's just me and Mike.
Absolutely. Well, now, Ariel Jade, you have lived a lot of life.
Yeah.
Just reading your bio, it's like this woman has done almost everything. I mean, you've got your foot in a lot of spaces. You know, I mean, you talked about like video gaming. I think there's even like some voice acting in there and all kinds of stuff.
I've done some voice acting here and there.
So, what I'm looking at is a woman who's lived, not easy, hard, and all of that. You're pouring all of that into your music. So Billboard calls your music real music for real people.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Someone else to say that about you, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it a lot.
Okay.
Because the whole thing, songwriting is my therapy.
Okay.
It is my real outlet.
Mm-hmm.
It is my real escape, and it is my real passion. So for people to hear it and to really listen to it, truly listen to it, and they're like, it's real music for real people. I'm like, okay, that means it's relatable. That means community can be built around this.
Mm-hmm.
People can come together over this,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the main point of music for me. Is
Bringing people together.
Is that coming together, creating community, showing people you're not alone, right? So yeah, bringing people together.
And you've got your current single out now, which is Some Bridges Are Worth Burning.
Yes.
Is that self-referential? Is that like something that in your personal life that happened that you're like, yep, I'm going to write this story? Or was that maybe something, just an idea that you had in the writer's circle?
We were again in RCA Victor, but this time in Roanoke, which is Wood's studio. I was writing with him and a guy named Brent Loper. And I was talking about how I was trying to get these sponsors for the showcase that I run in Nashville, and people just like to be skeezy. And I had called my dad, and I was telling him this, and I mean, the song grew from this and more, but it came initially from this, me talking to my dad and venting about it. And he was like, well, don't step on those toes. Don't burn the bridge, you know. And I remember telling him, at this point in my life, with all of my lore, I have realized something, and that is that some bridges are worth burning. And I said that to Wood and Brent, and they were like, yeah, that song. And we spit it out in like 40, 45 minutes.
Right on.
And a lot of it did come from, like I said, I was in an abusive marriage. I wrote a bunch of divorce music. Y'all can go hear that. The roots is beyond that now, but it was a lot that kind of pulled into that. It's if you were at a bad place with anyone, that they truly do not respect you, if that place is not serving you, whether it be personal or professional, whatever it is, you go ahead, burn the bridge.
Yeah.
Like there's no, especially if they're the type that is gonna follow you back across that bridge and keep pulling you back somewhere you don't need to be. Just blow the bridge up.
Mm-hmm.
Make it just shut it down. Like there's no option of going back. You can be done with it at some point. Now don't make that your first inclination, okay? I'm not advising. Just
keep the matches
around.
handy, but don't be quick to light them.
Keep them handy.
Yeah.
You know, be ready to if it's necessary, and be willing.
to.
If
that's
it's necessary. So that's kind of where they came from. So personal, professional, all types of stuff. Both Wood and Brent gave their own reasons. They're like, yeah, I remember this one time. I'm like,
and those are the best songs, the songs that come from real places. Yeah. So the album is Roots, the Americana album. Is it done? Is it out?
It is out, and it actually it came out May 31st, and it debuted number 9 on the iTunes country music charts.
Ooh, congratulations.
So, yes,
so how many tracks are on it?
8.
8 tracks. So it's available now. You can go get it. Let's say someone is listening to this story, this wild and amazing story of Ariel Jade, and they're like, I want to hear this woman's music. I want to learn everything I can to learn about Ariel Jade. Where do they go and find you on the internet?
I can make it really easy for you. My dad used to tell me, keep it simple, stupid, right? ArielJade.com.
Gosh, it gets no easier, doesn't it? It gets no easier.
Ariel like the Little Mermaid, Jade like the stone, and yes, I was named after a Disney princess.
My favorite Disney princess. If you tell anybody I said that, I'll deny it.
Okay.
Ariel Jade is our guest. Some Bridges Are Worth Burning. That's the single. And if you want to hear it, call us at Kicks 96. We will gladly play it for you. We have no problem with that. And hopefully we'll get you back down here and you can regale us with more wild stories of Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick some for you guys too.
Oh gosh. See, I'm not going to Jackson. I don't have whatever Johnny and June. I don't have that. I'm not going to Jackson. So the closest I get is going to be Natchez, going to visit my mom's people. That's it.
Natchez is a good spot.
It's a great spot.
It's beautiful.
I love it down
Especially
there.
if you take the trace down.
Oh yeah, but Jackson, no. I like to feel safe. So I'm just
that is
Charlie Daniels. His words live in my heart. So Ariel Jade's our guest. Find her at ArielJade.com. Look for a live performance from her elsewhere here on our YouTube channel. And thanks for coming and visiting.
I'll be back anytime you want. This has been fun.
All right. Well, we're just 2 hours south of Nashville. You come on back.
I will.
We'll see you next time on another artist video blog, Kicks96country.com.
The angry words are spoken. My give a damn is broken. It's a hard lesson to be learning. Some bridges are worth burning.